What's up, Urshifu? For today's video, we have another returning series of Hacker Exposed. This is a series that just keeps on giving, right? I didn't think we'd be doing another one to next generation, but here we go. So, getting straight to the point, Melmetal just recently got its Gigantamax form released via Pokemon Go to home transfer, right? Now, you can actually get this through a mystery gift after connecting the two and obviously transferring a Pokemon across. Now, that made me think, I wonder if that sort of unlocks Pokemon Go. Say if you sent a Melmetal over from Pokemon Go onto your Sword and Shield game, right? Could you actually feed it some Max Soup and make that into a Gigantamax form too? I was very doubtful that it would even work, but I wanted to try it out after seeing a shiny Gigantamax Melmetal online used against me, not once, but twice, right? Multiple times. Now, as you can see, there's my Melmetal. It's level 1. It's actually really cool. You can get at the level. When you go to select it, right, it's actually grayed out, so you can't actually even select it, and it says you can't select that Pokemon, so you definitely can't get it. I just wanted to check before I, obviously did this video, because I came across it twice. I was very curious. Anyway, this is a battle against your boy, Crypto69 Hacks, and we got a very interesting battle here today. So we got a Blaziken lead here, and I'm assuming Blaziken was going to be Speed Boost, right? Now, this team is sort of, a couple of my theme teams kind of cobbled together, and I was doing a couple of little tests online too, and seeing what sort of sets would work, and if I could just generally annoy the opponent. So we got a Curse, Infestation, Attract, Rest, Dragonapult set. Now, this is actually from my fake legendary Pokemon team. If you haven't checked that one out already, you definitely should. And what the whole purpose of this set is, right, is to go for Infestation and Curse and trap the opponent in. Hopefully, you can withstand a couple of hits, rest off, and try and get a KO that way. So, Blissey is going to be coming here. I'm assuming Blaziken couldn't really touch my Dragonapult at all there, being a fighting type. And Blissey probably expected some sort of special move, right? And we're going to get our first round of Curse against the Blissey. Now, in a lot of cases, this would be really good, right? Because I could go for Infestation here and actually trap the Blissey in. Now, Blissey does mostly always has a way of healing itself. So this is what worried me a little bit. Do I actually trap this in and try and take this out? Or am I going to just waste my time and, stall out, 20 minutes of the battle before I even get to, the next Pokemon? Now, I will note right here, I didn't know the opponent even was bringing a Gigantamax Melmetal at all. I knew they had it in the team, of course, but I didn't know that it was shiny, and I didn't even see it at this point in the game, right? I was just recording a bulk amount of battles at this stage, right? So just keep that one in mind. So anyway, Blissey's going to come in there and poison my, nearly said Giratina then, my Dragonapult, right? Now, Dragonapult has got Rest on the set, and it's got Chesterberry too. Now, at this stage, I was starting to think, I could actually use Interact here and attract the Blissey, and hopefully I can maybe get 1 or 2 turns of Infatuation, right? And then it would possibly go down, and then I could just keep attacking with Infestation. Hopefully it will go down. What I want to do is I wanted to give it a go at the start, because I didn't really have lots and lots of Pokemon that could actually take this thing out, right? So Blissey's got to fall in love with Dragonapult, and it's a beautiful love story, people. So now, unfortunately, Blissey is gonna it's gonna eat an egg, and it's gonna get all of its health back, right? So I was like, that really sucks, because I wanted to get that why it was actually below half health, right? And if I could get it below half health, it gets infatuated. Maybe once I could definitely take it down. So Blissey obviously has no idea that I've got Rest on this set, right? So I can easily go for Rest and heal it off. At the moment, it's pretty much a stalemate between the Blissey and the Dragonapult. If anything, I could actually stall this Blissey out if I really wanted to. But the thing about this is, right, I'm sort of on the clock, because Infestation is going to obviously run out, and then the Blissey will be able to swap again. So I was thinking, well, I may as well just give it a go and see if I can take this Blissey down. If not, well, I'll just have to swap out and try another Pokemon, right? So Blissey is going to go for Protector. They're trying to stall me out with a Toxic, right? So that's okay. I'm just going to go for Infestation, and they'll go for Rest, right? So Infestation is going to hit the Protect, and it's going to do nothing. And of course, Blissey's got leftovers just to make things even more difficult, right? So I got to point this out, right? If I've never pointed this out before, I really like how Dragonapult's tail is like a little ghost, and it sort of disappears. I really like that as aesthetic of the Dragonapult. So Blissey is under half health now, and it's taken extra damage from the Infestation. So I'm actually in range to take this out if the Blissey actually falls to the Attract this turn. Now, in case it doesn't, I've got Rest here, and we can try it again. But I was very, very doubtful. If I don't take the Blissey out now on a little bit of health, if I don't get the Infatuation, Blissey will just stall me out for the entire battle. So I was a little bit worried there if I could even take this thing out, right? As you'll see, I will show a freeform sort of thing of my whole team, because I did this battle, the battles that I did today were just in a big lot, right? So I sort of did 5 or 6 battles at a time. So Blissey actually gets immobilized by love there. That was a very, very lucky thing there. It's got 50% chance happening, and now what's going to happen, right? Blissey is going to have another nail in the coffin, and obviously Infestation is going to be in range to actually take it out, which is beautiful, right? So Blissey is going to go down, and I get the first KO of the battle there. Now, there was a very big problem in their team. I noticed that at the start, I did have a counter for it, but I was a little bit worried about if my counter did actually fall. Now, the next Pokemon that we're going to send in is the Calyrex, Shadow Rider. So, like, okay, I need to take this Pokemon out, otherwise it's going to sweep my entire team, right? So, it's quite funny, well, I guess the ironic thing, it's got Unnerve, so that Unnerve actually could have really messed me up. I wouldn't have woken up, like, right away with the Chester Break. So, at this stage, I'm thinking, well, Dragonapult really can't touch this at all. I can't really go for Curse. I'm also not running a max speed set either. I'm running very bulky, so like max health and max defense, right? So the Shadow Rider is going to go for the Astral Barrage on my Giratina, my Dragonapult, and it's going to go down in one shot. Nothing I could have done there. I mean, Dragonapult did a very good job taking a Curse, like a Blissey out like a Curse and Infestation combination, right? So Calyrex is going to get its Grim Neigh, and I can tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, things are looking very grim for me. So I was sort of cycling through a Pokemon here. I was like, okay, let's go into small, right? Now, this is actually my Pumpkaboo, this is the small Pumpkaboo from my Pumpkaboo, like, evolution forms team, right? Now, this actually was carrying Trick Room, right? So, like, okay, Trick Room and Destiny Bond, this might actually be able to get around it just to take this Pokemon out. I didn't really want to set Trick Room up. Of course, I knew Melmetal was on the team, and, you know, that's very good under Trick Room too. So it's going to go for Astral Barrage. I just wanted to see what it's going to do first before I actually went for Trick Room and went for the Destiny Bomb, because the last thing I wanted to do was alert the fact that I had a way to get around it, right? So I went for the Trick Room here. I've got the Focus Sash as the item, so obviously I knew that I lived the next attack. They had no idea what I was going to do. They probably thought I was a noob when they looked at my team, right? Which is fine. That's all good, right? So living on my Focus Sash there, my little pumpkin, and I can see it's got the Life Orb damage too. So setting up the Trick Room here. Now I've got 5 turns of Trick Room. Obviously now I've got 4 because that's uses up the turn of the Trick Room then. Now I was thinking I could go for Destiny Bond here, but what if they go for another move or swap and they see that I've got Destiny Bond? I don't want to do that, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be playing it safe right here. I'm going to go for Protect, right? Now Astral Barrage is going to be the next attack they use. So like, okay, they're definitely just going to keep attacking me over and over again, right? I think they're sort of underestimating my team, which is fine, you know, that's good. I prefer if the opponent does underestimate me, especially when I use like Pokemon like this. So go for the Destiny Bond, and thank goodness the Calyrex is going to go for an Astral Barrage, and that is going to take out my little Pumpkaboo there. But that's good at the same time, because it's also going to be a double KO. Destiny Bond is going to take out the Calyrex. So another double KO there. I guess not another double KO, but we've both lost 2 Pokemon at this point in the game, right? Now I'm thinking, what can I do to make use of Trick Room? It's like, I could send in my special Mudsdale. Now, Mudsdale is absolutely trash on the special side, which is exactly why I wanted to use it, right? Because that's what I'm like. You know, you guys should know me by now. So we got Blaziken sliding back into the battle. It's like, okay, this is actually pretty good. I could go for an Earth Power here. I could go for a Fissure. The inner troll inside of me wanted to go for Fissure so badly. It's like, yeah, I've got to go for it, right? Now, Blaziken's got to go for Protect. I'm like, okay, I see what they're going to do. They're going to try and stall out the Trick Room with their Blaziken, and obviously Fissure is not going to do anything, right? Now, there's one more turn of Trick Room left, right? And Blaziken's got Speed Boost. I'm like, okay, well, are they going to risk a double Protect? Or, like, what are they going to do here? Because, like, I've got a chance of hitting Fissure, or I could go for a guaranteed Earth Power here to get some sort of damage off against Blaziken, right? And I was like, nah, I've got to go for Fissure. I've got to get some soul, right? I was enjoying myself early on, but like taking that Blissey out was very, very good. Now, they actually took a little while here to make the move, and then they swapped their Blaziken out. So it's like, okay. And then to my surprise, they swapped in Bishop. I'm like, okay, Bishop's going to go up this lance, right? This is like really, really good. And then Bishop was floating in the air on a balloon. You tell me how a Blizzard, like, how does that even like float with an air balloon? Like, I don't even know how that's possible, right? So anyway, they're going to dodge all my ground type moves. Maybe they thought they were in a good position here, right? Because I would have to hit them with maybe a fighting type move. Now, they're kind of lucky I wasn't running a fighting type move or like close combat. Like, I could have easily taken this out. Now, unfortunately for me, right, I'm running a special set and it's got Focus Miss. Like, why does this always happen to me? So Focus Miss, of course, is going to miss. Now, I was thinking, should I go for Earth Power again? I don't know if Earth Power is going to take it out because, let's face it, Mudsdale's special attack is just a steaming pile, right? So So Bishop is going to get a Sword Dance up here, and this thing's attack is going to be very, very high. Now, I have to take this out, and Focus Miss is going to miss. Now, the only thing I was worried about if it did have a sash, but then we seen the air balloon at the start, so, you know, those worries just went away when Focus Miss landed. The balloon is going to pop, and Bishop, well, he's not going to be part of the Power Rangers anymore. Now, that Pokemon is down, and I've got my Mudsdale still on field, right? So this is really, really good. Now, the next Pokemon to just come into the field is the Urshifu. So, Urshifu, this is a really big problem, right? Because let's face it, there's not much I can do here. I don't really want to swap. Like, what have I got to swap out? Like, I've got really bad Pokemon on my team. There's not much I can actually do here. So I went for Earth Power just to get some damage. And now the Urshifu is going to go for the Surging Trace. Now, this move always crits. So, like, in any other case, if there was a multi-hitting move, I would have been at a very, very good advantage here. Because Stamina would have, like, boosted me up, right? And I feel like I would have lived too. And I heard the Rocky Helmet doing some damage too. So every time it hit me with its move, I got a stamina boost and I get around a Rocky Helmet. But the problem was, right, that crit was bypassing my stamina boost, so Mudsdale actually didn't really get any bulkier in this matchup. Like, if it wasn't a crit, I'd say I would have lived that, and then I could have hit pretty hard with the Earth Power back. And I'm not saying it would have taken out, but it would have been pretty good there. So my options were pretty limited. I didn't have much play. I mean, out of the Slowpoke, a Pikachu, and a Caterpie, like, you don't get, like, as much play as that, like, in your entire life. So we're going to go to Pikachu now. This was a pretty horrible set. We had Electro Web, Thunderbolt, Iron Tail, and Quick Attack, right? I think I was actually basing this off, like, I was thinking actually about doing another hat Pikachu team, right? And maybe using like a normal Pikachu in there. I wasn't really sure. I was just sort of like testing a setup. So this one was a Light Ball Pikachu. This was actually max attack and max speed. So it didn't even have any special attack EVs. It did, however, have the Light Ball. And I think me just having the Light Ball and outspeeding, which was amazing, Urshifu goes down. So I was like, phew, that's really good though. So I was like, okay, I've hung in the battle this far. Like, can we still, you know, are we going to be able to take out these threats at the end of the battle, or is that the end of the road, right? So Blaziken's going to come back in. I was like, okay, Blaziken, what are you going to do? Are you going to go for Protect? Are you just going to overconfidently attack me? Now, I could go for a Dynamax here. I could go into a big P and go P, but I don't know if I want to do that, right? Like, I could go for the thicker tube, but I was like, I don't know if I want to pop that just yet. They also haven't used their Dynamax either, right? Unbeknown to me, they had that Melmetal G-Max waiting in the back of the battle, right? So now we got Blaziken go for a Protect here. I knew they'd probably do this to get a speed boost up. They might have been worried about my Pikachu outspeeding them, right? Thunderbolt still would hit them very, very hard. Now, Blaziken is going to get a speed boost here. I was like, what can I do now? I've got my Slowpoke, which would be a solid swap in for Blaziken, but I wanted to know what moves this actually had, right? I know that it's probably going to have a fire and a fighting type move. We know that it's got Protect. What other move does it have? Did it have like a status move like Sword Dance? I wasn't really sure, right? So I was like, okay, it's going to outspeed me. Let's face it. Let's go for Quick Attack, get some form of damage to the Blaziken, and, you know, call it a day there with Pikachu. So now it's going to go for the close combat on my Pikachu, and Pikachu's basically entire family gets sent to the moon, right? And it's going to faint. Now, the great thing is here, right, I got a static. I was like, oh, this is great, you know, I might get a paralyze, and then I had a Lumberry as the item. I'm like, man, like, my good luck turned into bad luck there. So Pikachu is going to go down, unfortunately. And I thought I really got a clutch to the static, but unfortunately I had the Lumberry there. So that was very, very unfortunate. So all I've got left now is Exodia, the Caterpie ride, and a Slowpoke that was like a bulky set. But I was like, I want to see what other moves it have. Does it have like a fire type move? I thought, well, if I send in the Exodia now, this will actually confirm if it does have a fire type move. Also, I might be able to get some sort of recall damage if it's got like Flare Blitz or something like that. I thought about this for a long time. I was like, maybe I should go into Slowpoke. And then I changed my mind. I was like, let's go into Slowpoke now. I might be able to set up some Calm Minds, right? Then I was looking at the end of their Pokemon, right? They had the Melmetal left and the Blazing. I was like, what do I do? Do I set up on here? Do I try and get the Carmine bulky boosting set? I was really, really tempted just to go for it. Then I actually changed my mind in the last moment and went back into Caterpie just to see if it had a coverage move. And then they actually swapped there and went into Melmetal. So like, oh, okay, that's how it is, right? So I don't think at this stage they had a move to really do a lot of damage to me. Like I was thinking fire and fighting, like, Slowpoke's pretty good against that, right? And it was a very bulky defensive set. So in comes Exodia. Exodia obliterate people. Like, look at this lineup of moves, right? You're going to be blown away by this. So I was thinking, right, okay, we got Bug Bite, Electro Rip, and String Shot. I don't know if this is going to be a fast Melmetal set. Most of them are very, very slow, but I was like, let's go for String Shot anyway. I want Caterpie to at least get like one hit in with like Tackle or Bug Bite and do like 3 damage, right? So, and then I seen like, okay, it's a shiny Melmetal. That's really cool. I was like, okay, they're going to Dynamax their Melmetal, right? And I was thinking to myself, well, we only got the G-Max yesterday. It'd be funny if they actually got it. And then I seen those skinny legs. Like, Melmetal has definitely skipped leg day. Like, look at those legs, man. Anyway, so as I was looking, right, I wasn't paying super loads of attention to this battle before, but now it's like, wait, that nut is shiny. I was like, look at that golden nut there. So I went for the String Shot. I outspeed the Melmetal, which is amazing, right? And now it's going to go for its G-Max move on my Caterpie, right? So the unfortunate thing for Caterpie, right, I'm a little bit teared up about this. I can't use String Shot again, right? It's actually G-Max move is like Torment. So I hang on my Dash. I get subjected to Torment by those golden nuts. And now what I can do, right, is I can either go for Electro Whip, a Tackle, or a Bug Bite. I mean, I really didn't have a lot of play here. I was going to probably do like 3 damage to Melmetal. So I went for the Bug Bite there on the Melmetal. I was like, okay, that's good enough damage there. And the great thing is I actually ate a Citrus Berry. That was clutch. So Caterpie is going to eat a Citrus Berry. It's going to get some of its health back there. That was absolutely amazing. Caterpie was actually really useful in this battle, right? So now it's going to go for another G-Max move, and Exodia is going to go down. I mean, I don't know how they beat Caterpie. They must have been hacking, right? So my last Pokemon, my last hope to stay in this battle was my Slowpoke. Now, once again, this is a bulky Slowpoke, max health and max defense, right? And it's a bulky Carmine boost. I've actually done a Slowpoke sweep very like this, right? So my option here were to go for a Slack Off just straight off the bat to see what sort of damage they were going to do to me, or I could start setting up Carmine. I wasn't really worried about Blaziken. I believe they would have gone for an attacking move on my Slowpoke before, right? I was sort of thinking about that. I was more worried about if this had something like Thunder Punch. That was about the only move I thought that could really do any sort of damage to me. Even then, like, Slowpoke's going to be kind of bulky. So I outspeed it thanks to Caterpie String Shot, right? Which is amazing. Like, Caterpie String Shot and Bug Bite was absolutely clutch. So Slowpoke's going to get that Carmine off, which is really good, bolstering my special attack and special defense. Now, instead of going for its, like a coverage move like Thunder Punch, or even just its G-Max move to sort of like, lock me into not using my move, it goes for Max Quake, and that's going to amaze its special defense. I was like, oh, okay, so they're going to be quite bulky now. Like, this thing has a lot of health, man. Like, it has heaps and heaps of health. So I've got Slack Off Carmine. It's like, okay, I'm just going to go for Carmine. I'm going to make my mind calm as possible, right? And then maybe I could get some, like a Flamethrower burn would be really good. Now, I was also thinking at this stage, right, I could actually Dynamax my Slowpoke too, right? Because Slowpoke, like after a couple of mines, it's going to be really, really thick, right? So now Melmetal's going to go for the Earthquake. Clearly, they didn't have anything to hit me outside of Earthquake, right? And once again, Slowpoke with the Everlight on it, max health, max defense is quite bulky, like very, very bulky, right? Now, also had the Oblivious Oblivious Nature. I did it again, guys, the Oblivious ability, so I couldn't get Taunt or anything like that. Not that I was thinking any of the Pokemon had Taunt, but, stuff like that's very handy on, like, slow, bulky setting up Pokemon. Now, Melmetal's got to go for another Earthquake here. They're probably thinking that I have no way of actually healing myself up, but I do have got Slack Off, and I can go Slack Off. At this stage, I've actually got 3 Carmines now, so if I Dynamax, like, Flamethrower should do some, like, Max Flare, not Flamethrower, will do a lot of damage, right? And then I'll actually send the Sun up, and then that should do a pretty good amount of damage to our friend Melmetal, right? Now, Melmetal actually has +1 in special defense, right? So it's going to be somewhat bulky if I don't Dynamax. So I knew that we didn't have a lot of time left in the battle. It was like, I really need to try and take at least one more Pokemon out, and, we had 3 minutes left, like 3 minutes of the battle left, but the start of the battle with the Dragonapult and the Blissey took way too long, right? So now they're going to go for Ice Punch. I was like, oh no, I hope this doesn't freeze me. Like, if this freezes me, it's over. Like, it's ogre, you know what I'm saying? I needed to actually put a Shrek face when I did that. Anyway, so I've got Flamethrower, Stored Power. Stored Power's not going to be handy at all against Melmetal. At this stage, it's going to be very good against Blaziken. Like, I know I can destroy that Blaziken easy. Like, it would have already used a super effective move if it had it before. So go for Flamethrower there. It's about a 3-hit KO. I was very impressed by that. And now Melmetal is going to go for the Ice Punch. It's like, okay, we got 2 minutes, it's probably about 2.5 minutes left this battle. I need to actually do some damage. If I go for Max Flare right now, I know that I can take Melmetal, right? And I'm very, very confident about that. So I went for the G-Max move. However, Melmetal is going to just slide right out of the battle, and Blaziken is going to slip into the Max Flare. I was like, no, Mate, obviously they expect me to use that move. I don't know if they expected me to Dynamax, but we had 2 minutes left on this battle. Now, I had to use Quick Ball on Slowpoke because it's such a quick Pokemon. Like, did you see in the Isle of Armor? It was zooming around. So we got one big Slowpoke here, and man, imagine buying this Slowpoke tail. You could actually, like, I don't even know what price you'd sell it for, right? That guy that sold, like, originally tried to sell you that Slowpoke tail, man, he'd just be rubbing his hands together. So we're going to go for the max flare there on the Blaziken. Unfortunately, it does, like, well, 2 damage to it, so it's not enough, right? But I've got to go for a Psychic type move to swap it out. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to predict a Psychic type move and swap back into Melmetal to try and Timer Storm me out, something like that. Regardless, at this stage, like, I'm going to put this video up anyway because this is hilarious. Like, I've pushed them into, like, I pushed them really, really hard in this battle with these memes, right? Now, Blaziken's going to go for a Flare Blitz. There we go, people. It had Close Combat and Flare Blitz and Protect. It clearly didn't have any other moves to hit me, so they just went for Stab and the Sun and stuff like that. Not going to do enough damage, and Blaziken is going to go down to my Max Galaxy Mindstorm there. So we've got 60 seconds left on this battle. They have to swap in their Melmetal, right? They've got to do something. So we're down to like 50 seconds now. Blaziken is going to faint and probably turn into KFC. And we've got Melmetal G-Max left. So I was like, okay, I know that I can take this out. The sun's out. My guns are out. All I've got to do is Max Flare. Our Melmetal is going to go down. I know they don't have like Assault Vest or anything like that. I've got this, right? I've definitely got this battle. So I was like, okay, are they going to wait all the way down to like the last 0 seconds, or are they going to take? At this stage, it's going to be very, very close. Who was actually going to win here if they didn't attack. So I've locked in my attack anyway. I was like, I'm pretty sure the last end of this turn has to happen, but I was really, really hoping it wasn't going to be one of those lame endings, right? You know, where the opponent has more health and they just like timer stall you out. So we're below the last 10 seconds now. 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, and they finally make the move. They went for the Ice Punch, I guess, to try and get some sort of freeze or something. It doesn't happen, and I've got the Max Flare off, and Slowpoke is absolutely going to dominate their Melmetal, and it's going to go down in one shot. We roast them, and there's the baby bottle against a Slowpoke. Oh man, this is content. I hope you enjoyed this video, people. We did it again. I'm not sure if the series will come back again, but man, that was a crazy battle. Like everything just went really, really well there. The Dragonapult to the Blissey, everything was amazing. And the Slowpoke getting that finish in the end. I really hope you enjoyed today's battle, people. If you enjoyed it, if you're a new viewer, old viewer, and you haven't hit that like button or subscribe button, make sure you do that, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out, people.